ones. And so we are going to be going to Logjam, where the mids are very different, really, to Snakewater. There's not a set place where you are going to be jumping across the point. There's it's a much longer middle with more open space and much more visibility as well. So I don't think we're going to see Rising being so aggressive onto Rib unless he does a really fast rollout. But it'll be interesting to see what the mid fights are like on this map.
Yeah, I think this is the first Logjam game we've seen.
No, we did cast one yesterday, 425 against LBC. There was a Logjam game in the Premiership, and we have seen a Div 1 game on Logjam as well, so it's a firm favourite now with the viewers.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because, yeah, like you said, because the map's so open, and it's not like Granary where half the middle is a blind spot. There's sort of only really, you can see anything coming at you, like most classes can, especially if you get on the roof or something. It's quite easy to see stuff coming for you. So it's sort of, I don't know, like a game of trying to bait someone aggressive and then pouncing on them, or vice versa, really.
Yeah, I think I actually don't have an insight into how either of these teams are going to play, but I think we could see some nice flanking plays from the Roman soldiers. It's I've seen them do that a few times before, where they'll just take an early bomb but actually not go for anybody, just to distract, and end up landing themselves either in cave or log room, where they can then flank on people because the teams often play a little more passive on this mid fight than other maps. It is viable to send your roamer around the enemy team so that you can get him coming in from behind, where normally if you did something like that on, say, Badlands or Gullywash, the other team would have already moved across the point and you would have lost it.
Yeah, I think it's quite easy to, I don't play a lot of roamer, but it's quite easy to line a skip jump up into cave, isn't it?
Oh yeah, this
enemy's cave, yeah.
Yeah, this map is just full of ramps and it's beautiful for playing roamer on.
Just to clarify for Suyooo, they've changed map and then changed map again, is why it's taken so long for you to load, I presume. But it is going, don't worry. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, and it'll be interesting to see Zappis against, because Zappis normally plays quite a direct version of Roma TF2, you know? So I don't know if it'll be quite difficult for him to adapt to this, because if he just goes aggressive straight away, it's not going to work.
Yeah, definitely. If unless that's the entire game plan that they have, it is a mid that you can go aggressively on, and if you take a bit of point presence and then have your scouts buffed, they can do a lot of work, and your demo man's in a great position just to keep the other team bottled up in a house. So aggressiveness on this mid can be the best option, but it's not what most teams go for. They'll prefer doing a bit of distraction or baiting somebody onto the point where they can then go aggressive, because you do have a lot of room to maneuver if you get back around the cave and choke point, as long as you don't get yourself stuck in the house when you're playing passive.
Yeah, it's the same like in the sort of area where the combo will play, sort of past the health pack going on to bridge. None of the areas are particularly bad, really. It's just that if your players get too clustered up, it can really set up a good bomb, or if the soldiers behind you, you can really take a lot of damage really quickly. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think the soldiers are still the key for the initial aggression, as they are on most maps, but it's going to be who can capitalise the best off of them, and who can avoid making an early mistake. Like, I can imagine Zebasai trying to play to get behind a lot of these mids, and that's sort of like a proper 50-50 play. If he gets behind and it works, they might well win the mid, or at least get a good pick off it. But he could also just get picked straight away as well.
Yeah, he definitely could, and we saw that at the beginning of Snakewater a few times, where Zebasai was throwing his life away without much reason. He did tone it down at the end a bit, possibly by virtue of him just being on Sniper more than he was on Scout. But it'll be interesting to see whether he gets picked off in these various little flanking avenues if he tries to go a little too aggressive into maincall.tf. If you have joined us, this is the second map of the Premiership Week 4 fixture between maincall.tf and Knutsson Rollerbladers in Season 19, powered by TT Esports. It is CP Logjam, and you just missed maincall.tf winning a golden cap against BK on the CP Snakewater. So at the moment, maincall.tf tied at the top of the ETF2L Premiership table with BK a point behind LBC and main call. Right?
Yep.
That's how maths works.
As long as it's still the math that everyone else uses, then yes.
Excellent.
None of these foreign Scandinavian countries have a new system of numbers and math.
A new system of counting.
Yeah.
It's worked for so long, but the Scandinavians just decided to mix it up in 2014.
You know what needs improving? Math.
Yeah, it's... I don't think they have those, so I think the Premiership tables are going to sit pretty on those scores, as I explained. Math. Yeah. Traditional maths. It looks like they're having a bit of a war over who's going to take blue here. As far as I know, there's really no difference on this map. It's not like Viaduct where it's asymmetrical or symmetrical. Yeah, so there are no inherent advantages to either side. The map does have its own little quirks just because it's still in development. Shout out to the map maker Heiss, who's put in a lot of effort to get this map added to Season 19 of ETF2L. And I enjoy it. It's a map that initially got a lot of backing behind it, and then once it was released to a bit of a wider public, got a little bit of hate, and then he fixed some things, and now I think it's a fairly solid map. But both of these teams I don't think will have played it that much, so it'll be interesting to see how it works out. What are your predictions for this map, CX?
Water fail every rollout he attempts. And I think we might be going live, so please put it on Warher Yearcam. So
we really want the Warher Yearcam to see how he does on this rollout, and to see what kind of damage he can put out at mid. What's he up to? Oh, he's doing well.
He did it. Nice.
Oh, he's done it. Nice work. CX's predictions confirmed retarded. Oh, but now Zappit's going on to him, and he does manage to get the first pick as well. Oh, what do you say now, CX? Oh, Ape's going really aggressive as well with the counter-aggression, and Rising doing a double bomb. But Knutsson, with a great surf onto the top of the house, completely denies the aggression coming out from both of those soldiers. And now they've baited the aggression out of main call. They've lost a lot of health for it, but they have got the 2-pick advantage.
He's all over the medic. He does not a lot of damage. He gets down to 2 health with the last shot, but Knutsson will survive. Knutsson going down to 20 health from those soldier bombs, then 2 health from the Kyler sort of hiding attack. And survives through all of it.
I think that's, you got to give him credit there for some nice dodging though. I don't think that was choking by the main call team.
The first surf was good as well, like from the soldiers. He's surfed onto the little hut, and then both soldiers were on the floor, so they really had to hit a lucky rocket to get him from that point. Now actually we're going to see him trying to walk it through here. He's going to get juggled, going to have to pop it off. Knutsson's milking away on AMS. He's going to pop now. And I think we're going to try and take Merlin, but Merlin's going a different way, and he's getting now Merlin's alone. The air shot will be missed. He's down to 40 HP. BK are really focusing on Merlin quite hard here, and they lose a lot of bodies and kind of have a pretty even trade, but they still have Knutsson alive. But now it's just Knutsson P, and Knutsson's gone back to help his Sao, and that's probably a mistake. And BK just tried way too hard to get Merlin right there.
Yeah, AMS committed really hard, managed to pick up Ips and Merlin, but the rest of his team had been completely baited by that attempt, and Knutsson at the end there was caught in between a rock and a hard place as Rising was behind him and Sam and War were in front of him, so he could do nothing except meet up with Happy. Rising's actually hiding in the little hole, but Zebasai spots him, gets a headshot in him while he's just hiding there. Makes Rising look like a fool, but they are going to have that 1 pick. I don't know whether they're going to be able to push with it because they have Zebasai on Sniper, but they've given themselves a little bit more room for Zebasai to have a peek, and that's exactly what he's going to do around Choke. He does have a bit of a sight line onto War and hits the headshot, and that's going to force main calls back up.
Yeah, Soldiers coming in all over them. He's going to pick War, but BK lose 2 people at the same time, including Knutsson.
Yeah, that was Ips. Ips was just hiding around the house area and jumped through Choke, got onto everybody as they were trying to make room for Zebasai, and destroyed Knutsson.
Now Rising's going to try and get in again off all these picks. He's going to pressure out the sniper up now. Zebasai should go down. Down he goes. And maincall.tf want to keep taking it straight through the choke. Rising's chasing all the way through, trying to put the pressure on. He's even trying to flank him a bit here, but Rib should be able to deal with him. He's got enough buff. And they're just going to keep getting forced back. Zap's going to pick one off, but BK are eventually going to have to concede and go back to last.
They are, and the Uber is active for Miralin and his team as they move into upper lobby, and they are going to be wanting to contest this. They have a 50% Uber advantage. They're going to be facing a Pyro and a heavy defense from BK here. They look like they want to take it through that top left shutter door. They do use the Uber, and Ips nicely gets himself out of that sticky choke point, but just gets disconnected from Miralin and does go down. Miralin now caught in as well and does get destroyed. War as well committed too far, but the scouts and the flank from maincall coming in, cleaning everybody up. A lovely play from the flank there, as BK were just too occupied with killing the combo.
Yeah, they really made, like, Merlin got himself way too deep trying to catch Ips after they got separated. He tried to sort of make up for it and flash him again. And they just ended up staying in, and great reaction by the flank from maincall.tf to turn that sort of mistake into a play.
Yeah, Samsy got a 3k and Rising got 2. Great play from them.
And now we see Rib absolutely dominating this rollout this time. So much presence on point. It's going to be difficult for BK to get in here, for maincall to get in either, but BK have sort of really capitalised off it completely. And now Rising is threatening behind as one frag is trade, so I'm just going to jump onto Rib. Rising's going to take Rib out of the game. Now BK find themselves in a really precarious position. Murren is down on 12 health. He's trying to get onto him and keep pressuring him out. They actually capped it because of how much point presence they had to begin with. And now they can just leave. He does fail his jump and he's going to get stuck in fighting mid now. He's going to try and focus down the demo, and well played by P to take Warrior out of that fight, really, from the position he was in.
And that's allowed BK to really contest the point again. Even though they lost P, the fact that he managed to pick up War means that War really can't deny that area, and BK are able to recontest, and it's going to be an Uber v Uber on mid, and Knutsson has a much better Uber here, and BK with all of the position. Ips hiding underneath the valley is going to get taken out. Kyler going down as well, and Rising was weak there for a second. But BK are going to be storming in through this choke point. It's a 6v4, and maincall.tf. God, I keep mixing up the names of these teams for some reason. They're so similar, they're just full of such incredible talent.
Yeah, and off the back of that, BK are going to take over mid and roll it forward. It will be equal Ubers. This last point I find it plays quite a bit like Badlands in the way it's quite easy to cap just because the point is such a vulnerability.
Yeah.
But with these two, saying that, Zappos is coming in. He's going to get his first rocket's going to get reflected, so no damage in. But the scouts rushed in as well. 20 HP on the medic. Zebasai's going to finish him, even though Color gets a reflect kill. They've picked Miralin and they've got themselves a full Uber advantage. And now I think maincall.tf might just be trying to go forward. I've actually forced Knutsson really far back. maincall.tf might have just about salvaged this, but I don't know what his scouts do. And Samdy's going to get caught out. They're going to rush in through the Pyro, but the Pyro's pinning them back. Great work from Kyler here to keep them out. They're going to rotate to main and keep trying to come in. Soldier's going to jump on top of that scout. Nice rockets from Ips. And this Pyro's doing more and more work, reflecting damage, getting a flare gun kill.
Oh my god.
Kyler.
Kyler just absolutely saved that push for his team. There was no question about that. He completely blocked them at the shutter door. And then when they came in through main, he blocked them again. A great play by Kyler keeping them in that because they looked like they were down and out.
Yeah, and now maincall.tf want to turn us into a full push. They pick off Zebasai and they're streaming forward. Neither team has Uber. BK all kind of grouped up. Zapp is actually going to get aggressive on the demo man. Gets a lot of damage on him and forces him back, but there's no real follow-up on it. BK is sort of not really completely committing to this. Now they're getting pinned back. A lot of damage all of a sudden on everyone. Knutsson separated on 93%. I don't think anyone's tracing him though, and he's going to meet up with Zebasai. And I think Zebasai wants to stay and fight this. Oh, they've got separated. They're going to have to drop. Knutsson has Uber. He's going to have to pop, surely. Mistake from Knutsson and Zebasai there. Just miscommunication. Knutsson's getting juggled all the way around. He's going to run into a scout. They're going to pop the Uber now. Surely Knutsson can't get out of this. He's so deep. BK are streaming forward. They've captured. They're focusing down the soldiers now. Merlin's down to 10 HP and will just about survive, as always. Now War's jumping in to make some more space. And we're just going to pick up the remaining BK players and get them. And Zebasai and Knutsson there, really just complete miscommunication, really lost him 2 points right there.
Yeah, but I don't even understand what Zebasai was hoping to achieve with that Uber. He couldn't have blocked them in just on his own as a scout, and then they would have got so much position. But maincall already pushing in. They don't have the Uber, but a non-Uber push is going to do it. And Kyler comes in from that sneak. He takes the 1v1 on the point and just sits on it to cap, as the rest of BK completely distracted, and that cap goes so quickly. It's exactly the same as Badlands, and with the way that the point is structured, it's so vulnerable.
Yeah, Rib coming onto mid here. I'm watching him as he's beating Warrior pretty comfortably. Just sticking up the health pack right now. Warrior's going to try and make his way onto it, but Rib's just locked down the health pack. They have to spend quite a bit of resources to take that out. The Soldier's going to try and get aggressive onto Rib. Actually gets Knutsson instead, and maincall.tf's aggression just absolutely devastates BK as they come in. I think Zappis did get in and get Merlin in the meantime, so it will be equal Ubers. But only AMS left. He's in a lot of trouble right now, getting peppered down by Samsey.
That was some brilliant aggression by maincall.tf. They had both of their soldiers coming in from opposite directions, and Ips especially destroyed Knutsson, and then turned around and destroyed Rib as well, so a great 2k from him. Unfortunately, yeah, they did lose their medic in the middle of that. The scout's just not able to protect him well enough, but that's given Merlin a great opportunity to run crits, and they are going to have a crits to push into this last, and they're going to have about a 25% advantage to do it as well. They just got to avoid being headshot.
There's no pyros, Everside Sniper instead. Going to body shot Warhoo, yeah. But he's just going to drop down, but going to rotate around and find a different way to go in. All the doors are quite easy to hold here, so I'm not sure how effective crits will be. It'll be interesting to watch from War's point of view how much space he can really get to get any sort of use this crits. They have it now, so I imagine War's going to want to be coming in pretty soon with it. I think he wants to take it bottom left. He's got the heals on him, it's going to be popped off. He crits us in, he gets Knutsson straight away. He's going to get the heavy and the soldier now. Actually, he gets spammed down pretty quickly. maincall.tf are still trying to pressure in. Rib's done a lot of damage right now. Soldier's going to get focused down. He's still there, there's a soldier behind the point, but he should get sort of flanked right now and down. Rising's taking a long time to die. He's going to get Rib, he's going to get on the point before he's eventually taken down. And Merlin's just walked away through all of this. Still got the crit rig in his hand, but BK can run a push out off the spawns.
He's going to have a 25% if they 25% advantage, sorry, if they build here. Samsey gets a pick onto AMS, who was trying to jump onto the Spire, and they do manage to pick up Zappis as well. That's no soldiers down. They might use this opportunity just to push in, and they'll have a crits Krieg in about what, 15 seconds?
15 seconds, yeah, but I think they're going to go anyway. Now, Pyro might arrive just in time to block them coming in this door. Pyro's so effective on that door, doing so much damage. Both scouts are on the point, though, and BK just such a good job of shutting down the left door and just completely forget bottom right exists. And
yeah,
that's 3-0 to maincall.
I think that's the third time a scout, and in this instance, 2 scouts have come in via sneaky on last, and absolutely nobody has realised they really need to be paying more attention to that point, that part of the point.
Rib dominating the health pack again on roller. So I'm just going to jump straight into cave. That's Rising going behind right there. Meanwhile, BK are trying to take the point presence again. Here comes the synced up bomb. Rising's going to get all over Rib. Great play from Rising before he gets picked off by a scout. And now BK are grouping up and going to try and push together. They've lost Ips and Rising here, maincall.tf, so no sort of real jumping classes, and we're just going to back out off the back of that. But is Merlin still on crits? He is. That's why they backed out. They're going to crits back in. Here comes the crits. War gets 2. Soldier tries to get aggressive on him. War's going to kill him as well. We're going to swap it over to the scouts. Crits over to the scouts to finish off P. And just when it looks so good for BK, they just get perfectly baited into a crits from maincall.tf.
Yeah, brilliant play there by War to pick up 3 players with that crits Krieg, including the med in the pocket with his first one. Just perfect positioning and awareness of exactly where the BK team were. Rib has a counter sticky track that manages to pick up Rising, and now they look like they really want to defend this before maincall get another crits up. Ips is the one who's going to be going really far ahead, and he gets picked off instantly. AMS now desperately trying to get damage onto War, but War's got some great pipes and manages to shut him down. Happy as well, looks like he might get killed. No, just managed to get a health get. Rib jumping really far forward is going to be getting really aggressively onto Merlin, and a headshot finishes him off. A bit of overkill there, but nevertheless, we love the flashy headshots. And so it's now 3v3, but Knutsson's got the heal advantage. A great mid-air headshot. And another one! Another headshot coming out from Zebasai, but Happy gets the credit for both of those kills.
Ips just going behind him here. Ips setting up a jump. He's going to get all over Knutsson. Knutsson serves straight to a corner. He has to pop because the rocket was going to kill him. Solid pop from Knutsson, but Ips gets the play he wanted. Merlin's going to have a tiny advantage. Is it crits or is it not? It's normal, I think. Yeah, so it's only going to be a tiny advantage. It's not going to get any bigger. And there is currently Samsey hiding in forward spawn as sniper. Knutsson is walking straight down choke, though he's at risk. Samsey's going to get the fully charged body shot. Down he goes, and here come maincall.tf to try and pressure them out. AMS, meanwhile, misses his rockets on Merlin and can't get any damage on him. BK, 2 players down without any heals. They're going to have to rely on Zebasai to get something here. They don't have really a lot else they can use. He actually gets in and gets War in cave as maincall.tf trying to come forward. That was a bit random. Meanwhile, the rest of main call flank are getting it, pressuring out Zebasai. Knutsson back up now, but Murilin's almost at his Uber, but Soldier's on top of him, he's down to 30 health, can't get the final rocket out of Zappis, and Murilin's just wasting so much of BK's time and lives. Lives?
Yeah, he's just forcing them to throw player after player into him in an effort to equalise that Uber advantage, and Maryland slips away again from an attempt by Zappis, and now he's got his Uber, he's got a 40% advantage, so they've got a bit of time to work with. It looks like they're going to be moving down cave at the moment, and they're going to be meeting the sniper of Zebasai, but I believe he's scoped in on choke at the moment. He's taking pot shots at them as they come in, and Zappis is going to jump in, get the force out there. So maincall.tf piling forwards in an effort to get some frags. They know where Zappis is, but they just haven't got any position with this, as he's put a load of damage onto Sam as well. Rib now jumping up just to secure the area control around choke, and that's a really nice hold from BK, and they do have their Ruben up now, but Ips streaming in through that choke point, trying desperately to get the force out, and Rising as well. They've sacked so many bodies, but they've also killed a lot of players from BK.
Yeah, I thought for a second maincall.tf were committing like too many people with both soldiers going so deep, but because they got the frags as well, it won't really make any difference. Zebasai coming in with a fully charged body shot. Meanwhile, Scout's gone aggressive onto Merlin. Merlin down to 20 HP once again. Merlin spending this entire game on about 30 HP, but no one can finish him off. And now Zebasai is still trying to get an angle in at choke, trying to get in that scout. He's got cover from Zappis. And maincall.tf really needs to get some more bodies here and pressure out Zebasai and regain control of his mid.
Kyler's actually gone for the flank. He does get in behind and picks Knutsson. He ran all the way through log room, and everybody from BK was bunched up in choke. Nobody covering the flanking routes. Poor play from them, but a great little read by Kyler to get in behind and get onto Knutsson. And now they can't really go aggressive because they have that sniper as well, so Miralin is going to be perfectly safe until he enters the second point region. He is going to be coming in now. He does have his Uber as well, and it looks like AMS is going to be the one trying to get the Uber force out, but he can't do it. BK dropped 3 players already as well.
Yeah, AMS just sort of wasted all his rockets and spam, and then he didn't realise maincall.tf were coming from caves, so by the time maincall.tf were there, he had nothing loaded, and now they're going to Uber straight through, focusing all the players into this corner. Knutson's going to keep trying to surf away, but they're going to start focusing point. It's going to make it really difficult for BK, but here come the respawns, flooding out. They have 2 frags so far, but the scouts are coming in. The point's open, the scouts going to get on the point. Knutsson drops down in time, takes a slice. Only Warrior left, and maincall.tf wipe. Completely overcommitting there.
Yeah, absolutely, and they did get the spawns in, which was quite fortuitous halfway through that, and Zebasai, who spawned, managed to clean up 3 of those players after the Uber. Great play by him, but the entirety of BK really working well together to collapse. Rising's hiding in that cave area. He's going to jump out, but Knutsson's completely duped him. He walked into cave as Rising jumped out, and Rising now, I'm not sure what he's doing. I thought he was going to go for a back cap there for a second, but it looks like he's just trying to find a route out, a safe route where he won't get picked. He's down to 10 HP, Zappis is fighting him, and they do trade in the corner. Nice play by Rising, really, to turn that into a trade. Yeah,
it really felt like he was going to get absolutely nothing there, but he eventually salvaged it. And now Zebasai is absolutely smashing his scout, but he will kind of just about get out. And it looks like the rest of the BK team coming down that cave entrance, want to push in. Warrior's right now with stickies, but he's going to get picked off straight away. The sniper's in a lot of trouble as well. That's 2 easy frags. The cap is started. And they're flooding straight into last. Zebasai's gone in deep. I think that is income for Soldier as well. Merlin will go down. Knutsson's completely committed to him. Knutsson's going to get on the point. That's maybe a mistake. Rib just needs to kill that Soldier down to 3 HP. He's going to try and skill stick him, but Rib has a sticky ready on the point, and BK have a round. They're back in the game.
That was such a lovely push from BK all the way from second. They Ubered out of cave, they destroyed 2 players, including War on the way through to last. Took it all the way through just with the knowledge that Main Call had no chance of blocking that. Great play by them, and they're back in the game with 13 minutes remaining. War down to 21 HP as he contests this, and Rib's got such a good read on this, and a little bit of a splash rocket there just takes down War. He was so weak, and maincall.tf not even going to contest this with their demo man down. Rib's really got a good read on this map compared to War's rollouts. Your call at the beginning of the map possibly coming into its own now.
If they do a different rollout, Rib just puts, like, I guess a simpler jump, but it seems to be more effective because he does, as BK, I'll just go back to the point, because BK just dominating this, forcing them out. But yeah, what Rib does is put 2 stickies on the floor, then, like, swerve around the choke and hit a ramp slide, whereas War tries to go for, like, a mid-air sticky, like, jump into a sticky and detonate it again on him mid-air, which is more difficult to pull off unless he caders. Here we go, the Uber's actually coming in while I whisper on about that. The counter Uber's going to be popped. It's a complete fail push, but Scout's got a lot of time on the point, and BK might fancy a repush here. Maybe not if Zappos goes down. Oh, Rib's actually warping in. Rib's got one. He's got some more pressure on people, but no one else is really with him. AMS doesn't seem to fancy it as much as Rib does. They're just going to have to back it out of there.
Kyler again doing a brilliant job on Pyro. He's doing so well at blocking these Ubers. Just completely shutting people down on that top left from his perspective. And then being able to take people away from the point and hold his own in a bit of a DM fight as well is really helpful.
Zebo on Spy.
Oh, Zebasai on Spy now. He's just hiding in lobby. What's he disguised as? A scout? Has he got the cloak and dagger, or is he after the other watch? Is he going to need some ammunition as he goes into last? It looks like he might be.
I think he's just waiting, because he's standing still, so I think he's just waiting for it. But actually, no, I think it might be the classic. Oh,
he's in now. He's on top of Rising, as Rising's covering the sneaky.
He uncloaks really close to the point. I think they might have heard him. It feels like
War's looking behind.
The Uber exchange comes in. Zebasai's just left stranded as the Ubers are exchanged. Warher, yes, 27 HP on top of point. He needs some health right now, but it doesn't really seem to matter as they clean up the other players, and there's no more pressure coming in from BK. And BK now seem a little bit stumped on this last push. Can't really find a way in. And Sniper's not really an option on this last point, really, because the doors are so easy to hold.
Zappis, sorry, going in for the bomb onto Merlin, but Merlin had not committed yet to this Spire push. Main call just slowly making their way out, getting a lot of great position. Zebasai is going to be in that little hidey spot though, and he's going to flank around to get Merlin. Nice two-shot to take him down. Also gets Ips, and he's going to get Sam possibly. Sam on the 3 HP. He gets War first. He just takes a little diversion. Surely Sam's in his sights. No, Sam's managed to escape. He slunk away and got killed by somebody else. But Zebasai is still on the warpath.
Into an air shot.
Zebasai on the warpath.
He's going to gets Rising down to 50. But I think BK is just going to keep coming right now. He's set up Rising getting picked. The Uber has been popped. Surely they're going to clear up these players. AMS claiming all 3 fragged. And now it's 3-2. I think we have a game Sideshow.
We definitely do. BK, maybe that was their plan there, to bait main call out into pushing that Spire and wiping them there. A little bit of like a freight tactic maybe from 2009. You know, we can't push last, so we'll bait them onto second and kill them there. So that looks like that was the plan for that last push. Zappis this time going really aggressive into the choke with Rib as well, getting the pipe spam onto that choke area. But the scouts combining to take down Zappis, and Rib has been down to such low health from a bomb from Ips and then getting finished off by the scouts, and it's all crumbling for BK. A great work breaking the lock hold that BK had there on that mid from maincall.tf.
Yeah, I feel like Zappos maybe shouldn't have dropped down into cave, because as he dropped down into cave, he found himself suddenly surrounded by two like still buffed scouts from rollout. And because Knutsson, I think he's been building really slowly here. I think just on board back, they've not really been on top of it. And now maincall.tf are all over CP2. They should have napped pretty comfortably right now. They're kind of sniping some spam. I don't know if AMS feels like he's going to go for it right now, but they've given up a lot of cap time before he goes. They're going to have to pop out here. AMS is going to get juggled really hard. I think War hit the air shot there. And they finally got a pop out of Merlin, but they've got a lot more room to work with here, maincall, and a whole bunch of cap time. But I think Zebasai hiding out of a point. Merlin's going to drop, but he goes the wrong way. Zebasai's going to come around onto him anyway. He's going to two-shot Merlin. Down goes Merlin. Now BK just need to hold last. They don't have a heavy. They do have a heavy now from P. Hopefully he'll be in position in time because the rest of the players are coming in. They need the heavy now to pin everyone back. They're going to try and focus down the point. They all flooded. They're completely overwhelming BK right now. They try and block the point. Zappos is going to try and jump from spawn. But there's just too many bodies coming in from maincall.tf, and they make it 4-2. Yeah,
this point really easy to hold if you manage to keep people out of the choke points, but as soon as people get into the actual area, they have so much position to work with, and maincall.tf just flooding in through the choke points there, and BK just could not stem the tide. Rib again playing really aggressively on this mid-fight, completely stickies off the health kit, but this time not backed up by Zappis.
Wow.
So Zappis not going to throw his life away, but Ips now with the big bomb gets a lot of damage onto Zebasai and shuts him down. That'll be influential. As Knutsson is getting chased as well by Carla. He goes down. Only 3 players left alive from BK. Rib still on the point, still maintaining that ground and baiting people into him for Hair P to then dispatch. But they finally realise who the main threat is and take down Hair P before getting a bit of a pincer movement there onto Rib and taking him out.
Warrior is having no impact in this mid, but luckily Samji and Kaida are playing it perfectly.
Yeah.
Because BK are getting so much point presence earlier, they're not, instead of trying to contest that and just kind of match and blow for blow or try and overextend, they're just soaking up for, like, Zappis first of all, then Ribs quite far forward as well. Zebasai likes to play far forward. Kaida and Samji just focus in that play, and then moving forward off of that, Samji wins a one-on-one with Zebasai and taunts. As the rest of maincall try and come in, they're going to force Zappis off a point, isolate him a bit here. Zappis is going to be picked. Meanwhile, Warrior's walking in with the Uber, but Soldiers all over Mirrolin. He will give a force out, and now BK is just going to run away. They've got 50% Uber advantage, but we saw last time they just got overpowered by numbers, and the scouts are already in blast right now. The rest of the players are coming in. Soldiers coming in. War gets free right now. He's going to try and get the Pyro as well. And that's 5-2. Quick round there from maincall.tf.
Very quick, and I think they've figured out the way to go here, and that is to simply push last before they can get any kind of defense up when they're already stumbling back from a failed defensive Spire. Really, the aggressive play from Spire to last helping them out a lot. And I'm going to be watching what the scouts do of Kyler for fun and Samzi on this mid fight to see how they're breaking this mid. Oh, but Rising instead going so fast across the point, destroying Rib. They knew exactly where he would be, and maincall in a decent position, but actually Zebasai and Happy, with all the position across the point, were able to completely deny the rest of the players from maincall.tf. They really didn't need Rib on that mid.
Yeah, Zebo and P sort of kind of reflective of play that Samji and Kyler have been doing. Really helping him set up there. And now Zebasai's going to try and get in on the demo. He's going to be launched forward. He's going to get launched into Merlin and puts him down to half health. But can't keep it up. And now it's going to be a little bit... BK maybe should think twice about committing to this push, as it's still equal even. But they do need 3 rounds in 5 minutes, so...
It looks like maincall are going to take this Uber forward. Ibs is going to be leading it. He does manage to force him, and now the Uber's popped on him. He's really weak, but manages to get the pick onto the pocket, and is now going to be chasing everybody else down as well. His Uber is slightly better. He's got onto Rib as well. It looks like he's going to get taken out. He leaves the frag to go for Rising, as Rising picks up 3 during that exchange. Rib, Zebasai, and Knutsson. Ron Rocket in Valley.
Ron Rocket
in Valley. I got them all in Valley.
But yeah, that Uber exchange was so much better from Ips and Mirrolin, just sort of like showing the experience they have really over AMS and Knutsson. Ips just won that, like, in that Uber exchange, just got so much ground. Zebasai's going to try and play close, try and get a pick. He actually gets Samzi. Probably really shouldn't have been able to get Samzi from where he was, but I guess it's an even trade. maincall.tf do have an Uber advantage, but it looks like they just want to go outside of Ubers, but this heavy might put them off. War's trying to peek him through a door, but it's sticking above the point, above that door. And I think they're just going to wait for Uber and then go from this top left area from a defender's perspective, going to Uber through. Soldier's going to get juggled straight into the heavy, but he will be flushed. They're going to focus down this heavy now. Ips will take that kill. They're still trying to fight, but War's taking a lot of pressure from this scout and demo. But meanwhile, the soldier's walks off a point. He's getting juggled away from it. Another soldier's going to get on a point. He's going to cap it before AMS can get in and block, and that's 6-2 right now. maincall.tf starting to look really dominant.
Yeah, they're rolling them a little bit now as it gets into the later stages of this map. If you had just joined us, this is the Week 4 fixture, second map, CP logjam between BK and maincall.tf. First map went, goodness me, Golden Cap win to maincall.tf, but this map getting to a bit of a roll. Rib in his same old position. Rising is going to be bombing from underneath onto the entirety of the BK team, but he does get destroyed by an airshot. Another airshot coming out onto... Oh, another one! No, that was a sticky. I thought we were going to see an airshot extravaganza coming out there from Rib, but one apiece from him and AMS is quite enough to clean up maincall.tf's aggressive soldiers.
And now a scout's behind as well, trying to pressure him. Zebo getting super aggressive as always. The scout who's fighting, I think it's Kyler, is just about going to get out, but look how far forward BK are. They don't quite have Uber yet. They're going to pick off Kyler. And it's going to be difficult for maincall.tf to block this, but they're going to try to block it anyway. They're focusing down the scout, and now they've come out behind him. It's actually crits from Knutsson on BK. They're going to get Samzi, but they're not going to get a lot else. Knutsson's ran to last, meanwhile. Knutsson's currently on last point. Julian trying to duke away from it. Knutsson's still alive if anyone can get in and help him. But they're too far away, P capping, and I think P might just try and go for it anyway, so just come in, try and play on the point. He's juggled everyone away. He did so much damage there, AMS. But just not quite enough. Like a couple more people there, and they probably would have been able to convert that cap. But a really weird crits for Uber sort of merry-go-round in lobby there.
Yeah, very strange. Rib and Knutsson were behind them for the majority of that. It was very odd. And now Kyler just putting a little bit of pressure onto Rib as he defends the Spire area. But Kyler absolutely dominant on the Spire, just gives him so much room. But Zebasai comes in to boss him around, show him who the real dominant scout is. And BK are able to retake control of the Spire, even though Merlin and the rest of his rowdy bunch have got their Uber up. And they're going to be facing a crits again from BK. They've got a big Uber advantage, but with only 2 minutes left, they decide that they really need to do this in the next few seconds. Try and sack a few players in. They have got the force out though from Merlin.
Yeah, and now maincall can try and push, but BK kind of holding a little bit too far forward and be ending up trading 2 for 2 basically there. And this is going to favour maincall.tf, especially with Merlin still up. BK going to try and come in anyway. They've taken down Kylo though, he's got a lot of damage on the Demoman as well. They're trying to focus them all down. Rip comes in. Wow, great off-move and push with no heals by BK. Setting up the frags perfectly for Rip there to get the cleanup. And yeah, the scoreline's probably beyond them now, but they've got a bit of fight on him, trying to make the scoreline respectable, trying to show they can play logjam.
Yeah, definitely. And the scoreline 6-3, it did develop into a little bit of a roll at the end, but they managed to pull it back with that round. And we are going to be going into a little bit of dead time. The last minute is not enough for them to retrieve this scoreline and turn it into a golden cap like we saw on the first map. So with this incredibly messy mid-fight coming out here, it looks like BK might have the upper hand. They are running crits as well, so Knutsson's got that ace up his sleeve just for this last little miniature round. They're going to see if they can make the scoreline a little more respectable, bring it back to 6-4. That sounds like it was a fairly close game.
Sebasai's going to get the crits. He's going to run straight in.
Shots, Merlin.
He's going to get a lot of damage out. Going to trade with War as well in the end. They're going to cap CP2. Knutsson's still dancing around on last. P's going to come in and try and make it work. Rising to equaliser behind the point as AMS goes down. P's going to go for the classic elbow play, but I'm pretty sure it sounds like War's sticky for point. He's going to go for it anyway. Going to try and beast for Soldier, but he can't. And is my mic okay? Apparently it's really quiet.
It might be a little quiet, but I think it's a bit too late to fix it now. We've had both of the maps CX. If you were going to ask that question, it should have been a long time ago.
Well, they said it was quiet, and then I moved it close to my mouth, and then they stopped saying it was quiet, and then they've just started saying it was quiet again.
That's so much better.
What?
What you've just done to it there makes it so much better.
Really? I just tweaked it a little bit as I was talking. Oh.
It doesn't matter though. And that is the end of the game. As you were talking about your microphone, maincall.tf do pick it up to win that 6-3. So the final distribution of points from this fixture is going to be 5-1 in favour of maincall.tf. Is it? Yeah? Yeah, 5-1. That's how maths works. We haven't reverted to the CommanderX new version of maths. So 5-1 the distribution of points. Do you want to take us through some logs if you've got them there, CommanderX, before we delve into the interviews? We'll just round up Snakewater before we get this rowdy bunch on the microphones.
Yeah, we just see a really dominant performance from both Samsy and War. Like, even though War was slow getting to mids, outside of that, he seemed to sort of have the number of everyone. And just on the sort of mid count, I think maincall.tf won. Actually, BK won a lot more mids, but I think maincall.tf had a lot of better repushes just after the cap had gone down. Not really a lot to say. Just better stats all around for maincall.tf, as you would expect in a 6-3. But yeah, just Samsy and War standing out.
Yeah, definitely. So a bit of a domination on that map, even though the scoreline looks fairly respectable. It did develop into a little bit of a roll at the end there. Maincall really bossing them, especially on the mid fights. Even though BK had a lot of early position, the fact that it's such a large mid fight and weren't really able to put out enough damage on them and really pin them into that corner, and they were able to break the chokehold and get out of there.